Welcome to the class, Rudy. Sorry, tell me, how was today, Rudy? How was it today?
Okay, today was a really busy day. uh,
Okay,
did you remember that on Tuesday I mentioned that I have completed my delivery?
exactly. Yes, good.
Well, today they are doing tests and then told me that the process is not right. So I
Okay,
have
okay,
to, yeah, I have to do many changes in the code. So
okay.
I think that today I won't sleep.
Oh, that really that easy, really?
Yeah, it is a
Oh,
difficult change because I have to change uh, part of the main part of the code, let's say.
oh, come on, Rudy, that is just totally stressing. So, Rudy, so how many hours are you planning to continue working?
Around 6 or 7 hours.
Okay, more. Okay, so it's like going to bed like what, Rudy? Like 4 a.m.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, come on, Rudy. Okay.
Uh,
Rudy, and what about tomorrow? What time are you planning to start working tomorrow?
oh well, actually, I have to start working at 7 o'clock in the
Oh,
morning.
come on, Rudy.
But as tomorrow is Friday, I think I will leave at my hours at 4 p.m.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, because no, Rudy, that is just killing yourself, Rudy, okay?
yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you.
very good. Because ahí le voy a decir un idiom para lo que Rudy va a hacer el día de, bueno, esta noche. Pero se los pongo ahí, chicos, en el chat, ¿ok? Esperemos. Seguramente, esa ya la vimos. Bien, con eso es para Rudy. Yo puedo decir que Rudy will earn
The
the
midnight oil.
midnight oil. Exactamente. Así que Rudy va a trabajar hasta muy tarde. Oh, come on, Rudy. Ok, muy good, Rudy. So, Rudy, take it easy, Rudy. Take drink a lot of coffee, Rudy, a lot of Coca-Cola. Okay.
No, it's
So,
better the coffee.
very good, very good. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. What about Jorge? Hello, Jorge. Welcome to the class of Jorge. How was your day today, Jorge?
Thank you, Miguel. Hi, everyone. I'm good. Thanks for asking. Today was a busy day because I had a lot of meetings.
Okay.
Um, but everything is running good.
Okay. Yeah, because you are working on an event, no, Jorge? I remember.
Yes, and to happen next week. It's a 2 days
Exactly.
event, so let's see how it
Okay.
goes.
And how is everything going, Jorge? Well,
Yeah, yeah. I think I have everything scheduled and as a plan. So just let's see if everyone will attend on time
very
because
good.
also we are having other events at the same time. So
All right. Very good. Okay, excellent. Okay, very good. Okay. What about Daniel? Hello, Daniel. Welcome to the class, Daniel. How are you, Daniel? Fine.
Hi, Miguel. I'm good, thank you.
Excellent, Daniel. Daniel, tell us, Daniel. How was your day today, Daniel?
It is good so far. We have some visit from Querétaro. I'm located in Guadalajara, so we have the management and staff uh, here at Guadalajara. So maybe I will need to drop in a few minutes.
Very good. Okay.
But my day is good so far.
Very good. Good, but busy, no? I think.
It was quiet than other days.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Great.
because during Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, Tuesday, sorry. It was full of meetings, and today, the people that it is right now with the customer and the workshop, they are flying back to their homes, so
Very
it
good.
was not busy as the other days.
Great. Very good. That's cool. Okay, excellent. Good, very good. Okay. What about Edgar? Hello, Edgar. Welcome to the class, Edgar. How are you, Edgar? Fine.
Hello, Miguel. I'm fine, thank you.
Excellent, Edgar. Edgar, tell us, Edgar. How was Edgar, your day today, Edgar?
Apparently it was going to be a normal day, but I reported a problem in our platform, the platform we are implementing, and
Very
it
good.
escalated a lot. So
Oh,
We, we,
really?
we yeah, we still have the problem. It's a little issue, but it's very important to be that we have it solved. So
Oh, okay.
maybe yeah, me also maybe I will need to drop later because we
Sure.
are going to get some feedback for another team.
Yes, yes,
So
yes, Edgar, sure, no problem, okay? Also for Don
thank
Daniel,
you.
no problem, okay? Very good. Okay, what about Gabi? Hello, Gabi. What's up, Gabi? How are you? Fine?
Hello. Yes, I'm fine. Thank you. How about you?
Fine, Gabi, fine too. So, Gabi, tell Gabi, how was your day today, Gabi?
My day today was busy and basically busy.
Busy, okay.
Yeah.
Fully busy, okay, fully busy. Okay, Gabi, very good, okay. Okay, friends, very good. So, welcome to the class, everyone. Okay, let me share my screen with you, okay? And look at the date, obviously. Today is January 30, 2025. The goal is by the end of the class, the students will be able to speak about business ethics. Okay. Yesterday, so or our last class, previous class, we started this topic. Okay. So, okay, before we move on, my friends, okay, let's continue this activity. Okay. These two activities or these three last activities are the last ones for the revision of Unit 5. Okay. For example, it says, match the sentence helps. It says, despite not being paid particularly well, there is still a large gender pay gap in the UK. In spite of the sudden increase in orders, he had excellent communication skills. Although he had been hired by the company time and again, he was not even shortlisted for interview. Even though she had left her career for only 1 year, none of them was awarded a bonus. And look at the possibilities are, although it has narrowed recently to about 16%. She incurred a heavy financial penalty when she returned to work, even though they all had exceeded their sales target. They never offered him a permanent contract. In spite of his excellent qualifications and considerable experience, they did not take on more staff. She never considered looking for another job, and despite his apparent shyness, okay? For example, number one is despite not being paid particularly well, okay, she never considered looking for another job. Okay, so I'm going to share this with you on the group, okay? Wait a minute. Very good. I'm going to the WhatsApp group, okay? Very good. There it goes, okay? So it's the 16. Oh, no, it's here. Wait a minute, very good. Very good. D14. Very good. Here it is, okay? Okay, now you have it there on your side. Look at this. For example, I'll do the following one. For example, here it says there is still a large gender pay gap in the UK. Okay, that one is letter A. Okay, Alton. Okay, look at this. Oh, it's too small. Okay, Alton. Okay, it has narrowed recently to about 16%. So number one is letter G. Okay, so now we can skip out letter G. Okay, which has already been used. Okay, and letter A. Very good. Although he has narrowed recently to about 16%. Okay. Okay, you please continue with us, please. Okay, we have 6 more to go. Okay, let's allow 5 minutes, okay, for the activity. Okay, very good. I think it's easy. Okay, so I'm going to take a picture to the group. I need to report to the academy. Very good. There it goes. Very good. Very good. Okay, good. 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 Okay. There it goes. Very good. A14. Very good. Okay, ahí está. Let's say, please, Rudy. You repeat it, Rudy, please, number 3. In spite of.
Yes. In spite of the sudden increase in orders, they did not take on more stuff.
Exactly, that is letter F, no? Very good. Okay. Good, Rudy. Good, good, good. Please, Jorge. Number four, please. Okay. He had excellent.
He had excellent communication skills despite his apparent shyness.
Very good. And age, no? Excellent. Very good. Okay. Please, Daniel. Number five. Alto.
Sorry, it wasn't good. Although he had been hired by the company time again, it is number five. I choose D. They never offered him a permanent contract.
Very good. Excellent. Very good. Okay. Good, good, good. Okay. Please, let's say, please, Edgar. He was not even.
He was not even shortlisted for the interview. For interview
Good.
is in spite of his excellent qualification and considerable experience.
Very good. Letter E. Okay. Excellent. Very good. Okay. What about, let's say, Gabby? Is it even tough?
Even though she had left her career only 1 year,
Good.
she incurred a heavy financial penalty when she returned to work.
Very good. That is letter B. Excellent. Good. Okay. And the last one, let's say, Rudy, please.
Yeah,
Yes.
none of them was awarded a bonus,
Good.
even though they all exceed their sales targets.
Very good. That is letter C, no?
Mhm.
Excellent. Very good. Good offense. Very good. Okay. So look at this. It says complete information with words from the box. For example, stronger of noun contrast verb, for example. All the linkers involved in exercise A, which are these ones, okay, event of, alto, and all the others, okay, are used to express, okay, in spite of and despite are followed by a or noun phrase or a gerund. Alto and evento are followed by a subject plus, okay, plus complement. Despite, and wait a minute, I must go to the meeting. There it goes. Are really disconnected, okay. Okay, so it says despite is never followed by, okay. Even though means, okay, the same as alto, but expresses a contra. For example, all the linkers involved in exercise A are used to express, okay, look at this, contrast, okay. Very good. Ok, so les voy a compartir esta actividad, chicos, ahí en el grupo. Espero un segundo. Very good. Very good. Ok. Ok. There it is, okay? Good. Okay, so I will help you also with number two. Just like it says, in spite of and despite are followed by a, super easy, a noun. For example, despite Luis, or a noun phrase or a gerund. For example, you can say, for example, in spite of being no, relaxed, okay, she decided, okay, to continue working. Okay, in spite of being relaxed, okay, this is with a gerund form, okay, or despite the weather, because it's despite, okay, the I don't know, the bad weather conditions, okay, we went to the we went to the sea. Despite the bad weather conditions, okay, we went to the sea. Okay, please, please continue with the other three, please. Very good. Mm. Okay, let's check it in 2 more minutes. Okay, I think it's easy. Okay. Mm. Okay, let's say, please, Gaby, please. Number three, Gaby. Alto and even tall.
I think, well, my understanding, although and even though are followed by a subject plus contrast.
Plus, here, okay, plus verb,
Okay.
plus complement. For example, let me go example here. Alto, for example, is alto, alto she was sick. Okay, she went to the office. Okay, although she was sick, she went to the office. Or even though she was sick, she went to the office. Or the other way around. For example, you can also say she went to the office. Okay, although she was sick. And it's exactly the same. Okay, the position it doesn't matter. Okay, very good. Okay, okay. Let's say please, Daniel. Despite is never followed
By off?
by off. Exactly. Like here, look at this. Despite the bad weather, okay, or despite heavy weather conditions, never despite of, okay. That's okay. When I say Jorge, even though means
Even, even though means the same as although, but express a strong contrast.
a strong, very good, a stronger cause, okay. Well, here this one, okay. There is this argument, this discussion, okay, among grammarians, okay. Remember, grammarians, look at this. Grammarians. Okay? Grammarians are the scientists who analyze grammar, okay, not only for English, but for different languages, okay? Some grammarians some grammarians assume that even though an alto are exactly the same, it doesn't have any change in meaning or in contrast. But some of the grammarians disagree and they say that alto expresses a higher contrast, okay? So even you use even though or alto, that is grammatically correct, okay? Okay, look at here. It says, express the ideas in two different ways, using linkers or exercise A. For example, attrition rates are high. Call centers are expected to grow. For example, even though attrition rates are high, call centers are expected to grow. Or, despite high attrition rates, call centers, okay, are expected to grow. Okay, let's not write just two, let's write just one, okay? For example, I will say, Stan morale is relatively good. They have to deal with a lot of abusive calls. He has been promised promotion. he decided to hand in his notice. Working conditions were appalling. Employee loyalty was good. The company has a formal grievance procedure. Staff hardly ever voice their complaints. They were both quite flexible. They failed to find a mutually acceptable solution. For example, staff morale is relatively good. Okay, they have to deal with a lot of abusive calls. For example, although, let's say like this, okay, look at this. Although, okay, staff moral, okay, is look at this, relatively good, common, very good. They have to deal with a lot of okay abusive calls. Let me make it clear, okay? So let's just write one form. Two form is too much, okay? It says, although staff moral is relatively good, they have to deal, okay, with a lot of abusive calls, okay? Okay, please, you could typically with number 3, 4, 5, and 6. Remember, you don't write 2, and just write 1, okay? Remember, you can use any of these contrastive words, okay? Which are, for example, even of, although, in spite of, despite, okay? Very good. So let's allow for this, okay? 4, 5 minutes, okay? 5 or 6 minutes for the activity, okay? Very good. Okay, let me go to the meeting. Very good. So Edgar has gone. Very good. Okay, yes. Oh, I think also. Very good. Okay. No, I'm not sure. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. Okay, so let's see. Okay, I start with Rudy. Rudy. He had been promised promotion. He decided to hand in his notice.
Okay, for that I use, despite he had been promised promotion, he decided uh, to hand in his notice.
Wait, Rudy, here, look at this. Remember, despite being promised, no, a promotion. Okay. Here it says, despite being, okay.
Okay,
Very good, okay. Very good, okay. Good, good. Jorge, working conditions were appealing. Employee loyalty was good.
Even though working conditions were appealing, employee loyalty was good.
Excellent. Even so, very good, okay. Good, good, good. Let's say, please, Daniel, if Daniel is here.
Oh, I will just the same. So
Very good.
even though, or the other one I forgot.
Okay, okay. So let's say, please, Gabby, the company has a formal grievance procedure. Staff hardly ever voice their complaints.
Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, sure, yes.
Also, okay. Well, I will wait for Gabby.
Very good, yes. Thank you. Good, Gabby, please.
I which one? The
Number
five, right?
five, very good, yes.
Although the company had a formal grievance procedure,
Good. Staff,
staff hardly ever voiced their complaints.
the complaints, very good. Okay, excellent, good. Jorge, no, sorry, Daniel, sorry, sorry. They were both quite flexible. They failed to find a mutually acceptable solution, Daniel.
I will just, even though they were both quite flexible, they
Very
failed
good.
to find a mutually acceptable solution.
Excellent, very good. Okay. Okay, no, very good. That was the last activity for Unit 5, okay? Now let's continue with Unit 6. Unit 6 has to deal with an important issue, which is ethics, okay? Ethics is related to the best values, okay, for you as a person, for us as employees, for us as parents, as husbands, as wives, okay. It says, look at the opening quote about, and these quotes, okay. Which one is closest to your views on business ethics? How relevant are they to the business world today? For example, greed is good, greed is right, greed works. It's Gordon Gekon in the movie Wall Street. A business that makes nothing but money is a poor kind of business. Henry Ford, okay, US industrialist. Corporation, an ingenious device for making profit without individual responsibility. Okay, Ambrose Bierce, okay, US columnist and writer. The one and only social responsibility of business is to make profits. Milton Friedman, US economist. For example, Gabby, with which of them, Gabby, do you agree? Or you don't agree with any of them?
I think, well, I not 100% agree with a business that makes nothing but money is a poor kind of business because they only care about make money, but they forgot the employee and the environment and all the involvement around them that help them to make their money.
Exactly, Gabi. And also, obviously, a business should have also social responsibility. No, not only is to make money, but also, I mean, to take care of the environment, in a way to have a kind of a trust to help people. Very good, okay. What about Daniel, with which of them, Daniel, do you agree, Daniel, or do you disagree with all of them?
I disagree with the first one. Sure. I
Okay,
think
it's
that
good.
it will greed can take you to make bad things just to advance, even
Okay,
though there is something that it is against law or against your ethics.
Exactly. Very good. Okay, good. What about Jorge? Jorge, do you agree with any of them, Jorge?
If I am agree,
Yes, if you agree with any of them, or
yes,
not at all.
uh, I'm agree with the second,
You agree
but
with the
I'm
second?
not I'm not agree with the fourth. I disagree,
Or
sorry, with number four. Um, why number two? I'm agree because the business is focused in making money. If
very
not,
good.
it's not a business. But with number four is that
Yes.
uh, the business also focus on the well-being of the people that are contracted for that business, are also making sure that the activities or the business that they are doing, they um, are not bad for the community where they
Exactly.
are developing their business.
Very good. Okay. Good. Okay. Good. What about Rudy? What's your opinion, Rudy? Do you agree with any of them, Rudy, or do you disagree with all of them?
Actually, I'm confused,
Okay.
and I will tell you why. In the four, for example, the one
Yes.
and only essential responsibility of business is to make profits. I'm
Yes.
disagree, but also I am agree. I
I.
disagree
Uh-huh.
because, for example, uh, sometimes the business are only focused on making money
Very
and
good.
give a lot of money to their employees and things like that. But also, let's go to the social responsibility actions, like for example, go and uh, give money to poor people or go to rehabilitation centers and give food or clothes or things like that.
Very good.
So that is a good option, and that is a good action, let's say. But also, it is marketing for the for the business, and by that way, they are making profits. So that's why I'm confused.
No, Rudy, that sounds cruel. Okay. That sounds really cruel. Okay. But, okay, man, listen, I'm going to share a video that I prepared for you. Look at this. Let me share it with you. I'm going to open it. Wait a minute. Very good. There it goes. Okay. Okay. In this video, okay, they explain, okay, about the importance, okay, of ethics in business, okay. What are some of the elements, okay, important elements that we must consider when speaking or we're dealing about ethics? There it goes, okay. Let me very good. Okay, let me share the screen with you. Okay, there it goes, okay.
Everyone, and welcome to the channel. Today we're going to tackle a topic that's as relevant as it is complex: business ethics. I mean, we all want to work for and patronize businesses that act ethically, right? But what does that actually look like? Over the course of this video, we'll unpack what it means for a business to operate ethically, exploring things like corporate social responsibility, how to navigate ethical dilemmas, why transparency matters, and a whole lot more. So buckle up, let's dive in. What do we mean by business ethics? It's about applying moral principles to business operations, doing the right thing even when it's tough. Honesty, fairness, integrity, and respect. These values guide everything a business does. Ethics are crucial for long-term success. Let's talk about corporate social responsibility, or CSR. Businesses have a responsibility to society, not just shareholders. CSR includes environmental sustainability, ethical sourcing, and fair labor practices. It's about integrating ethics into every aspect of operations. Consumers demand businesses take a stand on social issues. Supporting companies that align with their values is just good business sense. Okay, so we've established that business ethics is important. But how do we actually make ethical decisions in the real world, especially when things get complicated? Well, unfortunately, there's no magic formula, but there are frameworks we can use to guide our thinking. One common approach is to consider the stakeholders who might be affected by a decision. Think about your employees, your customers, your suppliers, the community, and the environment. Ask yourself how your decision will impact each of these groups. Another helpful tool is the classic sniff test. If a decision feels wrong in your gut, it probably is. Trust your instincts and don't be afraid to seek out a second opinion. Remember, ethical dilemmas are rarely clear-cut. There's often no easy answer, and you might have to make some tough calls. The important thing is to have a process in place for approaching these challenges thoughtfully and transparently. Let's talk about two biggies in the world of business ethics: integrity and transparency. These concepts are foundational to building trust with stakeholders and creating a culture of ethical behavior. Integrity is all about doing the right thing, even when no one is watching. It's about being honest, ethical, and consistent in your actions, even when it's difficult. Transparency, on the other hand, is about being open and upfront about your decisions and actions. It's about communicating clearly and honestly with stakeholders, even when the news isn't all rosy. When businesses operate with integrity and transparency, they create a culture of accountability. Employees are more likely to act ethically when they know that the company is committed to doing the right thing. Plus, transparency builds trust with customers, investors, and the public, which can lead to a stronger reputation and ultimately greater success. Now let's delve into a concept called stakeholder theory. This theory argues that businesses have a responsibility not just to their shareholders, but to all stakeholders who are impacted by their actions. This includes employees, customers, suppliers, investors, the community, and even the environment. In essence, stakeholder theory challenges the traditional view that a company's sole purpose is to maximize shareholder profit. Instead, it suggests that businesses should consider the interests of all stakeholders when making decisions. This means finding ways to create value for all parties involved, not just those at the top. Now, putting stakeholder theory into practice can be challenging, as different stakeholders often have competing interests. But it's about finding a balance, seeking to create win-win situations whenever possible. Ultimately, stakeholder theory is about recognizing that a company's success is interconnected with the well-being of its stakeholders. Let's be real, sometimes businesses need a little nudge in the right direction. That's where compliance and regulation come in. Governments and regulatory bodies establish rules and regulations to ensure that businesses operate ethically and responsibly. We're talking about things like labor laws, environmental regulations, consumer protection laws, and anti-corruption measures. Now, I know what you're thinking. Rules and regulations, that sounds boring. But here's the thing, these frameworks are essential for creating a level playing field and preventing businesses from engaging in harmful practices. Compliance isn't just about avoiding legal trouble, although that's certainly a bonus. It's about ensuring that businesses are operating in a way that is fair, ethical, and beneficial to society as a whole. Think of it this way. Regulations are like the guardrails on a highway. They might not be the most exciting part of the journey, but they keep us from veering off course and causing harm. Okay, so what happens when businesses don't follow the rules or when they engage in unethical behavior? Well, that's where whistleblowers come in. Whistleblowing is when an individual, often an employee, exposes illegal or unethical activities within an organization. This can be a risky proposition, as whistleblowers often face retaliation from their employers, but it's incredibly important because it allows us to hold businesses accountable for their actions and to prevent further harm. Whistleblowers play a crucial role in exposing everything from financial fraud and environmental violations to unsafe working conditions and human rights abuses. Protecting whistleblowers is paramount. They're the ones taking on personal risk to ensure that justice is served. That's why many countries have laws in place to protect whistleblowers from retaliation. Ultimately, whistleblowing is a testament to the power of individual action and the importance of speaking truth to power, even when it's difficult. In today's interconnected world, businesses often operate across borders and cultures. This brings a whole new layer of complexity to business ethics, as what's considered ethical in one culture might not be in another. Cultural sensitivity is key. It's about understanding and respecting different cultural norms, values, and beliefs. This includes being mindful of things like communication styles, business etiquette, and religious practices. Global ethics also requires businesses to consider the impact of their actions on a global scale. We're talking about things like fair labor practices in developing countries, environmental sustainability across supply chains, and respecting human rights in all of their operations. Navigating these complexities can be challenging, but it's essential for businesses that want to operate ethically in a globalized world. It's about finding a balance between respecting cultural differences and upholding universal ethical principles. Let's talk about sustainability, which is all about meeting the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. In a business context, sustainability means taking into account the environmental and social impacts of a company's operations. This includes things like reducing carbon emissions, conserving water, minimizing waste, and sourcing materials responsibly. Now, some people argue that sustainability is at odds with profitability, but that's becoming an increasingly outdated view. In fact, there's a growing body of evidence that suggests that sustainable business practices can actually boost profits. Consumers are becoming more environmentally conscious, and they're choosing to support businesses that align with their values. Ultimately, sustainability is not just about being a good corporate citizen, it's about ensuring the long-term viability of both the planet and the businesses that operate on it. Technology is rapidly changing the way businesses operate, and with these advancements come a whole host of new ethical considerations. We're talking about things like data privacy, artificial intelligence, automation, and the impact of technology on the workforce. For example, as businesses collect vast amounts of data on their customers, it's crucial to handle that data responsibly and transparently. Consumers are increasingly concerned about their privacy, and they want to know that their data is being used ethically. Then there's artificial intelligence, which is transforming industries from healthcare to finance. As we develop increasingly sophisticated AI systems, we need to ensure that these technologies are developed and used in a way that aligns with our values and doesn't perpetuate existing biases. The ethical implications of technology are far-reaching, and it's an ongoing conversation that we need to have as we continue to innovate and develop new technologies. How do we create a culture of ethical behavior within a company? It starts at the top. Leaders must embody ethical behavior and prioritize ethics. Create a code of conduct and integrate it into the culture. Use training, communication, and reinforcement. Foster a speak-up culture. Protect whistleblowers and establish reporting channels. The payoff is a more ethical, sustainable, and successful business. That was a lot to cover, but hopefully this video gave you a solid foundation for understanding the complexities of business ethics. And remember, it's not just about memorizing a bunch of rules or frameworks. It's about cultivating a mindset, a commitment to doing the right thing, even when it's hard. Because at the end of the day, business ethics is about more than just profits. It's about building a better, more just, and more sustainable world. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more videos on business.
Okay, for example, the video also spoke about, the use of artificial intelligence in today's world. For example, what about Jorge? Have you used AI, Jorge, for your projects, okay? Or have your clients asked you to integrate AI in their projects or in the products?
Yes, both. I have used artificial intelligence, and also I've been involved in projects that to apply their own tools of artificial intelligence and machine learning.
Okay. Jorge, and are you accustomed to using technology, Jorge, or is it new for you?
Um, it's new for me, and also because I is that using as a tool. Yes, I used to use it, but for being part of implementing and developing in a project is not like my strong skill.
Very good.
Because I don't have the technical knowledge of applying or developing this.
Very good.
But yeah, currently I'm using artificial intelligence. It's not the ChatGPT, it's an internal tool that we have in Deloitte, an authorized
Okay,
tool to use
okay,
it.
okay, okay.
So yeah, that helps to take decision and also to have a more a better approach of our work using
Very good.
intelligence. Yeah.
Excellent. And okay, and is that is this that a AI? Is it a strong AI in your
Uh,
opinion? In your opinion, obviously.
so you meaning that if this tool is po-
Is a strong AI? Is it as strong as ChatGPT, or is it stronger than that?
I don't think it's not this is similar than ChatGPT because it's limited by the company following the rules and obviously the policies and ethics for the company. So
Very
it's
good.
limited, and also it's according of the rules that Deloitte um, give it to this tool.
Okay, okay, very good. Okay, excellent. What about you, Gabi? Have you used Gabi these tools in your project, Gabi, in the integration of AI?
No, not yet, but we are suffering in our portfolio. I forgot the word. The implementation or the deployment of the AI. And actually, we are required to make some courses related with AI
Okay, okay, okay.
because the same thing I mentioned, we are gonna have a change name and it's a little
Okay, okay, okay.
something like that.
Okay, so basically you are required to take courses, okay, and then apply that knowledge, okay, to the projects, okay.
Mm,
Wonderful,
Maybe.
very good, okay. What about Rudy? Rudy, what is your opinion, Rudy? Of are you using Rudy AI for your project, Rudy, or have you used AI in your projects?
Actually, no. I have to say that I don't like it. Well,
Or you really know?
yeah, it is a very useful tool,
Very good,
but in this case, I prefer make my own logical thinking.
very good.
Because, for example, sometimes I have to fix something technical stuff, like, for example, I don't know, uh, algorithm to, I don't know, process different collections.
Very good.
Then I prefer analyze it and plant my own solution. I think it is better for me, and
Very
it
good.
is a very good way to learn. Because sometimes when you go and search for a solution in the IA, uh, you're not thinking. So when you're stuck in a big challenge, it is
Yes,
more difficult for you fix it. So
very good.
that's why I prefer do it by myself.
All right. Rudy. So basically, you avoid using AI really for your developments.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Very good. Interesting, Rudy. Interesting, very good. Okay, very good. Okay, okay. Okay, so listen, let's move on. Okay, look at this. I'm going to share my screen. Okay, okay. It was the video. Okay, here it says, name some companies or industries that have had press over one of these issues. Yes, was anything done to rectify the problems as a result? For example, employment practices, environmental concerns, financial irregularities, mislabeling of products, product pricing, and supply chains. Okay. For example, about financial irregularities. I don't know if you have heard lately that CFE, Commission Federal, got a fine from an international entity. Why? Because they were supposed to provide a service, and in the end, they didn't provide it. Okay, so this company was paid. Okay, they got the money, but they didn't provide the service. Okay. What about let's say Gabi? Have you ever had any company concerned with any of these problems, Gabi? For example, I don't know, environmental concern, I don't know, misleading of products.
If I have her, or
Exactly.
if I have.
If you have heard or read, okay, about any of these problems, okay, attached to any enterprise,
Mm, mm, yes, misleveling of products.
okay,
For example, they say that the bimbo, for example, there in the nutrimental table
yes,
is not accurate with the ingredients that they really have. For example, they said that the sugar that contains that product, for example, the bread,
yes,
it's, I don't know, 10 grams, but in reality is the double. And there is a debate
okay.
between between that they should be labeling their products correctly.
Exactly, exactly. Wow, that is really shocking. Okay, so they are lying to us.
Yep.
Okay, that's what. Okay, okay, okay. What about, let's say, Jorge? Have you ever heard, Jorge, about any of these issues? Okay, related to any enterprise?
I have one in my mind, but I'm trying just to identify in which of these problems fits. It's about that, for example, Cinepolis, the famous chain of cinemas here in Mexico,
Yes.
is that they use the the adjective as a guarantee just to
Okay.
name a movie that maybe offers you a good experience or yeah, good experience about watching the movie.
Very good.
But it's not at all that it has to be a perfect movie for all the people. So now in these days, there's a movie in the theaters that is Emilia Perez that is nominated for the Oscars,
Yes. 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 Exactly.
and I haven't watched it yet. So, but the rumors are about that they are talking about the migrants and some Mexican culture situations that we are facing now with America.
Oh yes, exactly. Really
And the
bad
people,
problem. Huh?
yeah, and the people are annoying that, and they are struggling about that. They watched that movie because it has the kind of guarantee,
Or
but it's not being good for them, or they are not agree about what is that about the movie, so they are reclaiming our fund
exactly.
just because it's a guarantee movie. But Cinepolis saying that no, I'm not referring that because I'm not meaning that it's a perfect movie for all of you. It's just that
Okay.
because
Okay.
will give you an experience, a different experience of as a movie.
Wow, Jorge, that is that is shocking. Okay, because obviously people were confused. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So now the government is now reviewing this case and trying to help and to how to say mediate the
Exactly.
situation.
Yeah, exactly. Good.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Very good. Excellent. Very good. What about Rudy? Rudy, have you ever faced, Rudy, or have you ever heard, Rudy, about any of these issues related to any international or national enterprise, Rudy?
Yeah, actually, it was a year ago or 2 years ago. I don't remember good, but
Yes.
I remember that I heard about a very popular news from Salinas Group,
Oh, yes.
where they say that they have a lot of tax uh, diversion.
That's exactly. Exactly. Exactly.
So I'm not sure. I mean, I remember that they say that Banco Azteca will go down,
Exactly. Exactly.
but I'm not sure. I mean, I don't have any evidence of that, but I remember that news.
Exactly. I know. As Salinas Pliego has declared many times, okay, on YouTube or on interviews, that he's aware that he has some huge debt, okay, to taxes, okay,
Mhm.
But he has also declared that he won't pay, okay, that he will use all his law power, okay, in order to protect himself, to protect his enterprises, but he said that he won't pay, okay. So
Exactly.
I don't know how intelligent that could be, because in the end, okay, it's tax, okay. So only two things are sure in life, okay, death and taxes.
Exactly.
No, death and taxes. Excellent, that's very good. Okay, so there I have already shared, okay, look at this listening activities also from the book. Okay, look at this. It's like this, okay. He says, listen to Philippa Foster Back Hope, director of the Institute of Business Ethics, talking about attitudes to corporate responsibility. Read the summaries on the opposite page and choose the most accurate one. Okay, so face the read the summaries. Okay, let's say, please, Gabby, will you please read number one, please, Gabby? Philippa Foster Back.
Philippa Foster back explained there was a significant change in attitude to corporate responsibility about 15 years ago with the growth of 24/7 media and the internet. It's almost impossible now for a company to hide what it's doing. The public is much more sensitive to environmental issues, long supply chains, how work is outsourced, and the use of child labor.
Child labor, okay. It's initially bad, okay. Child labor, it shouldn't happen, okay. Okay, Rudy, please. Philippa Foster Back explains.
Philippa Fosterback explains there was a major change in attitudes to corporate responsibility about 20 years ago, primarily concerning the energy industry. That plus the growth of the internet has increased public awareness to the extent that it has become difficult for companies to hide any unethical activities. We are now more aware of the effects of outsourcing processes, supply chains, and environmental issues.
Issues, very good. Jorge, please. Philippa Foster Back.
Philippa Foster Pack explains that 15, 20 years ago, there was a slight change in attitudes to corporate responsibility when the public first looked an interest in manufacturing industries and their adverse effects on local communities. Then came the growth of 24/7 media, which meant it became impossible for a company to hide activities concerning the environment and financial irregularities.
Irregularities, okay. Okay, so let's listen, okay. I'm going to play it, okay, 3 times, okay, because it's a long listening, okay. Okay, so there it goes, okay. There's 220. There it goes, okay. So let me listen to it, okay. Very good, okay. Okay, let me show it there. Okay, there it goes.
Unit 6, Ethics, Track 20.
How have attitudes to corporate responsibility changed in recent years?
I think there's been a sea change in attitudes because of the level of awareness that there is throughout the world now in how companies do their business. It started, I would say, 15, 20 years ago when there was a first level of interest in how the oil and gas industries were actually extracting oil and gas and the effect that they were having on the local communities. And this raised the level of awareness. From that time, it has developed quite significantly because with the growing 24/7 media world, the growth of the internet, there are very few places that a company can hide what it's doing. And companies are being brought to account for how they do their business. Not only environmental issues, but also it's moved on into how companies deal with companies in their supply chain. An example would be a company that perhaps has a long supply chain. It might be manufacturing clothes, it might be manufacturing shoes, and it's outsourced that work. So other people are doing the work for them. And unless they control how that work is done, sadly, in some cases, it's done by child labour. Nowadays, this is being exposed.
Units.
Okay. I will play it one more time, okay? Pero te digo, okay?
Unit 6, Ethics, Track 20.
How have attitudes to corporate responsibility changed in recent years?
I think there's been a sea change in attitudes because of the level of awareness that there is throughout the world now in how companies do their business. It started, I would say, 15, 20 years ago when there was a first level of interest in how the oil and gas industries were actually extracting oil and gas and the effect that they were having on the local communities. And this raised the level of awareness. From that time, it has developed quite significantly because with the growing 24/7 media world, the growth of the internet, there are very few places that a company can hide what it's doing. And companies are being brought to account for how they do their business. Not only environmental issues, but also it's moved on into how companies deal with companies in their supply chain. An example would be a company that perhaps has a long supply chain. It might be manufacturing clothes, it might be manufacturing shoes, and it's outsourced that work. So other people are doing the work for them. And unless they control how that work is done, sadly, in some cases, it's done by child labour. Nowadays, this is being exposed.
Very good, okay. There goes one more time. Okay?
Unit 6, Ethics, Track 21.
Okay, there it is. Okay, one last
Unit
time.
6, Ethics, Track 20.
How have attitudes to corporate responsibility changed in recent years?
I think there's been a sea change in attitudes because of the level of awareness that there is throughout the world now in how companies do their business. It started, I would say, 15, 20 years ago when there was a first level of interest in how the oil and gas industries were actually extracting oil and gas and the effect that they were having on the local communities. And this raised the level of awareness. From that time, it has developed quite significantly because with the growing 24/7 media world, the growth of the internet, there are very few places that a company can hide what it's doing. And companies are being brought to account for how they do their business. Not only environmental issues, but also it's moved on into how companies deal with companies in their supply chain. An example would be a company that perhaps has a long supply chain. It might be manufacturing clothes, it might be manufacturing shoes, and it's outsourced that work. So other people are doing the work for them. And unless they control how that work is done, sadly, in some cases, it's done by child labour. Nowadays, this is being exposed.
Okay, so listen, I'm going to share screen again. Okay, look at this. So, which of the three options, okay, would you say that best summarizes, okay, her ideas, Filipa's ideas, okay? Well, let's say, Gabby, what's your opinion, Gabby? Which of them, Gabby, uh, summarize the information, Gabby?
I think it's the second one. Filipa back explains the responsibility of 20 years ago, the energy
Okay,
industry, the growth, the internet, the public awareness,
okay,
the unethical activities.
very good. Okay, so for Gabby, number two. What about Jorge? Jorge, what is your option, Jorge? One, two, or three. Which of them is the best summary for her speech?
I think it's the second one of the best summarize what Philippa Foster mentioned. It refers about the oil extraction that happened 15, 20 years ago, and also mention about the growing of the internet that how she said that the media now is showing about how the companies that are developing their activities. like
Exactly.
the chain, manufacturing companies, yeah, etc.
Very good. Good. Okay. Good. What about Rudy? What's your opinion, Rudy? Do you agree with Gabby and Jorge, Rudy?
Actually, I have to say that for me, the best option is one.
Number one. Okay.
Yeah, because she explained that there is not a major change. She said it is a significant change,
Very
and
good.
she explains why. In this case, she's explaining that the companies now uh, cannot hide what are they doing, but
Okay.
actually, she doesn't mention something about unethical activities or something like that. She only talks about very environmental issues or long supply chains. But well,
Very good.
that is what I
Okay. Okay.
understood.
Okay. So I agree with Gabby and Jorge. Okay. The summary is number two. Okay. Why? Because in this summary, okay, it has the main ideas, okay, of her speech. Okay. However, she spoke about something which is really shocking for me. Okay, she spoke about outsourcing products. Okay, and then selling those products all over the world. Okay, for example, I have a clear example of that. Here in Mexico, as you know, in Veracruz, in the state of Veracruz, that there is Laguna Verde. Laguna Verde is a nuclear power plant. Okay, most of the energy that they produce there is not from Mexico; it's for the U.S. Some that is outsourcing, okay? They are sourcing the energy. However, in Mexico, we have to deal with pollution, okay? Many people have blamed, okay, about radioactive pollution in that area of Laguna Verde. Many people have shown the growing of animals which are irregular growing for them. And that's one example, okay? Another example maybe is Shane, okay? Shane, the cloth factory. They also outsource the products and they sell all over the world. However, they say that Shane clothes are not for a long time; they are for a short time. So what happened when these clothes are kind of used or worn out? People won't give them a second use. Okay? People will throw them away, and that is a lot of pollution. Okay, okay. What do you think, okay, of that, okay, of outsourcing services or products, okay, from other companies, from other countries?
What I think about it?
Yes, exactly. What's your opinion of that?
Yeah, it's for example, for example that you mentioned about chain is that now the companies they wanted to produce products that doesn't have a long duration because they wanted to more consume about their products, so there's more profit.
Exactly.
There's actually a term about that that is the fastest fashion. That is
Exactly.
that
That is the name. Very good.
the clothes they will not a be a really fashion. How to say it? A good the moda. How to say it?
Exactly. On fashion, it will be on
Or
fashion.
last scream of fashion
Exactly. Exactly.
for during long term. So they inspire the people to consume different clothes every season.
Exactly. 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 But what's your opinion, Gabi, of that issue, Gabi? That the speaker has mentioned, okay, in her speech, and the examples that Jorge and I are talking about, Gabi, about outsourcing products, outsourcing services, and where and the countries where they are produced, okay, they have to keep all the pollution and all the consequences of that, Gabi.
But that at the end, it's a global issue because the contamination and the global warming happen around the world, not in the place where there are that outsourcing products and that stuff. For example, I still with the fast fashion that
Okay,
we didn't suffer that when we were younger, when we were child.
exactly,
And
exactly. It's true. It's true. Exactly.
yeah, uh, I bought I buy a lot of clothes but I try, for example, to in general, my closet is full of clothes that it's I don't know how to say a temporal
Seasonal, maybe seasonal.
seasonal, no, that it's like all the clothes I have, I can use it in any time
Ah,
of the year.
yes.
And
Yes.
because, for example, Shane, or whatever it pronounce that,
Yes.
they I don't remember exactly the amount I've read once, but it's around 50,000 of new models products
Wow.
they put on the market each week, I think.
Fif-
And it's a lot of, because it's the clothes, the cases for cellular, um, accessories for the home, bueno,
Yes.
decoration and other. So
Exactly.
it's
And maybe in
push.
January. No.
Yeah.
Okay. 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 That is a lot of of pieces. Okay. Of clothes. Okay. That's just crazy. Okay. Crazy. Very good. Okay. What about Rudy? Rudy, what do you think of this issue, Rudy?
Yeah,
About fast
actually,
fashion, all that. Good.
yeah, for me, it's a very cruel issue because, yeah, now that we are talking about Xi'an, well, I have read that they are overworking the kids, the children.
Oh, really?
A lot of children work for them, and they are paying a very low price for the clothes, and also they are making a lot of pollution in China in this case.
Pero,
And yeah, well, actually, it is a very big example of outsourcing because they are hiring a lot of people, but they are working in very bad conditions, and they are getting very low prices for the clothes. But Shein, uh, yeah, it published all the clothes and it says that this is a new model, you can buy it, and yeah, you can buy it. There is a lot of cheap clothes, but I think there's a bad story behind this. And for that,
oh,
sometimes I used to buy some clothes there, but right now since I read that news, I
yes.
don't do it more.
Well, really, I mean, nowadays, many people in Mexico and all over the planet, okay, buy chain products, okay.
Yeah,
Why? Because they are cheap, they are fast sent to the customer. Rarely do they have complaints, okay, and the prices are really low. So that's why it makes them a profitable company, okay.
exactly.
Okay, come on, very good. That's cruel, okay, that's cruel, okay. So imagine, okay. Okay, so listen, before we go look at this, let's do the last activity for today, which is also a listening activity. I think this one is a bit easy. Look at this. I'm going to share the image there on the WhatsApp group. Okay. Okay, there it is, okay. So listen, let me read it, okay, for you. And here it is, look at this. Okay, it says, listen to the final part of the interview, okay, and complete this summary about the other two models. Use no more than 3 words per gap. For example, the ethical language that was being used changed around 2000. People who had an interest in how a company was run started talking about, they asked companies to those outside the organization how they were doing business. In addition to annual report accounts, some companies began to produce, also known as, companies were being asked to show how they conduct their business, not only to their customers, but also to their, okay, their shareholders, employees, and suppliers. The latest stage is the model. This is when a democratic society considers that companies are, and therefore they encourage their governments to make them behave. Okay. Okay, so listen, I'm going to play it, okay, also 3 times. Okay, let's listen to it, okay. So it's track 222. Pero te digo, okay, so let me say that again. Okay, good. Okay, there it goes. Very good.
Unit 6, Ethics, Track 22.
Around 2000, at the again a change of language that was being used by stakeholders, people who have an interest in how the company is run, where they started talking about corporate responsibility. They asked companies actually to prove to those outside the company that this was the way that they were doing their business. At that time, we had a number of companies beginning to produce, in addition to their annual report and accounts, their corporate social responsibility reports or corporate responsibility reports. These names have been changed over the years. Typically now it's corporate responsibility or indeed sustainability reports. And so the model at the moment, as we look at it, is prove to me. Companies are being asked to prove to their people, not only their customers, their shareholders, their employees, their suppliers, how they do their business. There isn't one further stage that might happen, and indeed it has in some areas, and that is obey me. And this is where society deems, through the democratic process, that companies are not behaving, and therefore they encourage their governments to bring in law to make them behave and to enforce that law. And that is what I would call at the end of this trust me, involve me, show me, prove to me. The ultimate is obey me.
Very good. There it goes, okay. I will
Unit,
play it one more time. Very good. Okay.
Unit 6, Ethics, Track 22.
Around 2000, at the again a change of language that was being used by stakeholders, people who have an interest in how the company is run, where they started talking about corporate responsibility. They asked companies actually to prove to those outside the company that this was the way that they were doing their business. At that time, we had a number of companies beginning to produce, in addition to their annual report and accounts, their corporate social responsibility reports or corporate responsibility reports. These names have been changed over the years. Typically now it's corporate responsibility or indeed sustainability reports. And so the model at the moment, as we look at it, is prove to me. Companies are being asked to prove to their people, not only their customers, their shareholders, their employees, their suppliers, how they do their business. There isn't one further stage that might happen, and indeed it has in some areas, and that is obey me. And this is where society deems, through the democratic process, that companies are not behaving, and therefore they encourage their governments to bring in law to make them behave and to enforce that law. And that is what I would call at the end of this trust me, involve me, show me, prove to me. The ultimate is obey me.
Very good. Okay, there it goes, okay.
Unit,
It's terrible. Okay, there it goes. Right. Okay, okay. Good.
Unit 6, Ethics, Track 22.
Around 2000, at the again a change of language that was being used by stakeholders, people who have an interest in how the company is run, where they started talking about corporate responsibility. They asked companies actually to prove to those outside the company that this was the way that they were doing their business. At that time, we had a number of companies beginning to produce, in addition to their annual report and accounts, their corporate social responsibility reports or corporate responsibility reports. These names have been changed over the years. Typically now it's corporate responsibility or indeed sustainability reports. And so the model at the moment, as we look at it, is prove to me. Companies are being asked to prove to their people, not only their customers, their shareholders, their employees, their suppliers, how they do their business. There isn't one further stage that might happen, and indeed it has in some areas, and that is obey me. And this is where society deems, through the democratic process, that companies are not behaving, and therefore they encourage their governments to bring in law to make them behave and to enforce that law. And that is what I would call at the end of this trust me, involve me, show me, prove to me. The ultimate is obey me.
Okay, look at this. That's terrible. Okay, in my mind, the last model, which is the obey me model. Okay, very good, friends. Okay, so that is going to be for how we're going to complete this activity. Okay, and we will check it next class. Okay. Okay, so that will be all for today. Thank you, Jorge. Thank you, Gabby. Thank you, Rudy. Okay, see you next class. Please have a wonderful weekend, a wonderful day. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Miguel.
Thank you, bye.
Thank you. Bye. Thank you very much. Thank you.